Hey guys, welcome back. This is the fourth video in our series, Retro Game and System Maintenance. Today's video, we're featuring the Nintendo 64 controller. We're going to take the controller apart, clean the insides, clean the buttons, get it looking nice. This controller right here is the Smoke Black Fantastic controller. It is in excellent condition. You'll notice that there are no cracks, no scratches. It's an excellent looking controller. Now, we've already tested it as we do with all of our controllers before we do the cleaning process. This one is in amazing shape. It has a tight thumbstick. It's overall aesthetically, it is probably a 9 out of 10. The thumbstick bounces back real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. This controller is just all around in good shape before we even get to working on it. All right, so what we're going to do, we do this with all the controllers. We're going to go ahead and clean the cord. Now we take our warm soapy washcloth and we just start scrubbing the cord. The cords on these after time will develop like a sticky residue. If you find your cord's got a super sticky residue on it, you can use a little bit of Goo Gone on a separate washcloth. Use that to go over the cord. We like to go over all the ports and make sure that there's no gunk right there in the crevices of the port. Um, go around, make sure you're getting all the extra dust and dirt and just go back over the cord, get it all cleaned up and looking nice and flexible. Now, what we do here, we're just going to go ahead and make sure everything's clean. Go back over it. I like to go over it a few times to make sure that I'm just getting it as clean as possible. I mean, we try to make sure that everything that goes out looks like it should. So it never hurts to go back over things, double check, make sure you're getting all those little crevices, and then we'll get the cord wrapped up. We're going to search around here for a second looking for our rubber bands. I think I set them over to the side, but we'll get this thing rubber banded up and get the cord out of the way so that when we take it apart, it's not something we've got to maneuver around. If we get it bundled up, it's pretty easy to just set it aside and not worry about the cord being in your way while you're working on the controller. Now we just keep folding it in half until we get it to about the same it was when it came out of the box. And you're just going to wrap your rubber band around it, leave it a little loose so that it can be moved around. You don't want to crimp the cord. Um, and then look at this. Man, this thing is nice. All right. This video is going to be a little longer just because we've got to go through all the steps to take it apart, even though this one is in great condition and is beautiful in every possible way. It still deserves an extra cleaning to make sure the customer sees it the way it should be. Who knows what it looks like when we take it apart. On these, it's a little easier because they're pretty much clear. All right, so the N64 controller has 9 screws. It's got 7 right in this area. These are all have a little bit of a bigger head on them. You can tell that this controller hasn't ever been opened before. They're very tight. You'll hear like a popping sound. Don't be afraid. You didn't crack your controller. It's never been opened since it was made. So take your time, get all your screws out. There's 7 of the Phillips head screws with around the outside of the controller, and there's 2 more inside the memory card bank. You'll be able to see where we take those out, and we're going to use a smaller head screwdriver with a magnetic bit. That way we can get the screws all out without them scattering all over our table. Now we like to clean all the screw heads. We want them looking the way we try to make sure that every detail's taken care of when we take our controllers apart. We want our customers to see how much care we take in everything, from cleaning the screw heads to binding the cord to making sure that it's in the best possible condition. Now, this one we got pretty lucky. This controller was in excellent condition to start with, so we're not going to have to put too much work in it. You'll see here where the two smaller head screws are. So just take your magnetic screwdriver, get in there, and these will pop out. You'll hear that little pop sound, and you'll know that they're coming right out. These are taking a little bit. They're longer screws than the ones that are in the other parts of the controller. Now, the N64 controller does have three more screws on the inside, three more Phillips screws on the inside where the thumbstick connects to the board. Those come off pretty easily. They connect to the controller to keep the thumbstick in place. What we're going to do here, we're going to get these screws out and go ahead and clean the heads on them. All right, now we can get this thing taken apart. Now, it's going to be a little tight, so you're just going to want to very carefully pop the plastic. It does have little pins that you want to make sure you're not breaking those when you take it apart. And let's see, the cord, just like on all Nintendo controllers, has a certain way that it goes in. Just remember how it goes back together. And here we go with our three screws for the thumbstick. And oh, let's go ahead and remove the bumpers. That way they don't fall out when we're taking the screws out. Set them over here in a nice little pile. And let's see, get these three screws out. Now the thumbstick, actually, these screws keep the board in place. You can't pull the board out without removing these thumbsticks or these screws. And we clean these screw heads too. We want to make sure that everything looks beautiful. Now, I was pointing out there where when you can remove the thumbstick from the board to replace it. And all you have to do is just remove that little connector right there. I suggest using a flat head just to get it pried a little bit, and that'll come right out. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get the board out of here, and we're gonna remove the board. Remember, we're being very careful with everything. We don't want to cause any damage. And everything looks good. This thing, all the solder joints look good. Everything looks good. All right, we're going to remove the rubber for the bumpers. Set that aside with the bumpers. While we've got it open, we'll clean this part of the cord. And we'll get the thumbstick cleaned here in just a second. Get that looking good. The thumbstick's really tight on this, so it's easy to clean. You don't have to worry about it chasing it around. They do make thumbstick replacements that are like the GameCube thumbstick. Those are pretty cool. We've been known to install those if the customer asks for it. We will be selling some custom controllers and systems on MarioHunters.com. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove our rubber pieces and our buttons. We like to keep all the pieces separated and get the rubber pieces. We're going to clean everything. We clean the buttons, the rubber pieces, and everything. All right, while we're getting this thing taken apart, we'll go ahead and talk about Warrior Princesses. Warrior Princesses is the foundation that we have started for my granddaughters. They were diagnosed with Dravet syndrome. Dravet syndrome is a aggressive form of epilepsy, and it's something that we are trying to educate and trying to get the word out about. You can check out warriorprincesses.org and get updates on the girls, get information on resources. You can learn a lot more about Dravet syndrome and the families that deal with it. Warrior Princesses is a very big part of our company. Everything we do is for these little girls, and we're just we clean controllers and sell video games to make sure that these little girls will have a good life. So if you don't mind, be sure to check out www.warriorprincesses.org. You'll find some pretty cool information, and there's a donate button. Feel free to help out with the girls. They they definitely appreciate it. Getting the inside of the controller cleaned up. This one, like I said, it's not in bad shape. You may have to use your toothbrush if you get a dirty one. I think what we'll do is sometime in the series we'll bring in another normal gray N64 controller, and we'll do a full restoration on it and show you how to get it back to the original color and keep it in good shape going forward. All right, so we're just detailing these spots around the bumpers and getting the outside of the controller cleaned up really nice. There is a few little intricate spots. The toothbrush can come in handy. This one really is not needing much more than the washcloth. So we'll just keep working on that and see how this thing turns out. Be sure to get that memory bank cleared out. You can find little dust bunnies and spider webs in there. We run across that quite often. And you're just going to go through, clean the trigger part, get everything as clean as you can. Now we'll clean the top part, the inside of the top, go around the bumpers. Now, while we're working on this part of the controller, I'd like to tell you about another friend of the family. Uh, Actually, one of the most entertaining people I've seen on YouTube in quite a while. Uh, you want to check out Porridge Plays on YouTube. So that's YouTube at Porridge Plays. You'll notice the logo in the top left of the screen. And Porridge Plays is a super entertaining personality. And right now he's doing a series on the new 2K version that just dropped, showing you how to build your character up, get you all the cool stuff that is available in the 2K game. If you'd like to see a little sample, I'll bring that up for you right about now.
I mean, we're essentially a superhero out here. So let's see if we can get one more deep bomber in here, show what that looks like. Boom! When it rains, it porridges.
He said porridges. All right. So that's what we were talking about there. Porridge Plays on YouTube. Check him out. Like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Help a brother out. All right. We're gonna continue to detail this N64 controller. Now, as I said, this video is a little long. So we may speed up the video here, kind of just get it going a little quicker. I don't know. We'll leave that up to our editing team over at We Gone. That's right. This is a 3 sponsor video. Now, these are not paid sponsors. These are just friends of the family, people we want to promote. So, WeGone.com is a amazing site. Right now, you can find all kinds of cool t-shirts and things like that on WeGone.com. But the overall idea behind WeGone.com is to have a site devoted to artists and musicians and have all types of independent artists displayed. And you'll find some cool paintings and some cool t-shirts, all kinds of cool stuff there at WeGone.com. But the editing for these videos is the final editing is done by the guys over there at WeGone.com. And it's a pretty cool website to check out if you're looking for some cool like t-shirt designs, things like that. And I'm hearing that there might be some music coming. I'm hearing a little rumor that there might be some music coming. And just rest assured, the day the music drops, you will see a whole bunch of Mario Hunters videos dedicated to the guys there at WeGone. Now, as we continue to clean these buttons and get everything looking nice on this controller, we'll start putting it back together. The N64 controller, each one of the buttons can only go in a certain way. So you'll notice that as you put them in, they will only fit in its assigned hole. That's very helpful for when you're putting the buttons back in, so your arrows aren't all pointed towards the center. Um, the A and B buttons are also proprietary to the holes that they fit into, as well as the start button. The D-pad has a little notch in it so that it will only go back in one way. And we'll get this thing put back together, get the rubber cleaned up. We'll speed this video up a little bit so you don't have to sit here and watch me do the little scrubby dub on each one of these buttons. We'll get this D-pad cleaned up really well. All right, now we're going to get this thing put back together. Shouldn't take very long. We'll just snap this back into place and get these screws put back in. You want to make sure that you're very careful putting it back together. As I said, there's a plastic pin that connects there and that could crack. You want to snap the controller back together. You'll hear a little snap when you get it back together. Then you can start putting your screws back in. As we get the screws back in, I want to remind you that Mario Hunters drops new videos every Friday. We're doing a series on keeping your retro systems clean and keeping your controllers clean, you can check us out every Friday. Uh, we also, if you check out the website, we offer all types of rare video games, some rare toys, Funko Pops, Bakugan, tech decks. We have all kinds of things here at MarioHunters.com. Be sure to check us out. And right now, while we're still on eBay, you can go to MarioHunters.com and click the eBay listings link, and you'll see everything that we have available there. We do plan on shutting down our eBay site at the end of October. So, October 31st, 2025, we'll be selling only on our website and our social media. So, we're eliminating the eBay platform and putting all our efforts into social media and videos. So keep updated with Mario Hunters, mariohunters.com, youtube.com at Mario Hunters. You can find us everywhere. Now, I will tell you, when we got this controller done, we listed it and we sold it for $55. It sold within 3 days of being listed, and the customer left us an excellent review. So it just goes to show the effort that we put in. It does pay off, and it does go towards a good cause and helping our granddaughters and keeping our family safe. So thank you very much for staying with us, and we do appreciate it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all that cool stuff. And I hope we'll see you back here next Friday. Thank you guys. You're awesome.